A big story tonight. Another public train breakdown in Singapore affected some 90,000 commuters today. It happened on the North East Line, which is run by SBS Transit. Services between Harbourfront and Dhoby Ghaut stations did not run from early morning until 4:35 p.m. There were two problems. First, a maintenance check uncovered two snapped power cables. And then later, a new issue was found to do with electricity insulation. Our reporters Joanne Chan and Sharon C start off our coverage with what happened at the train stations.
It's the peak hour morning rush and there's a sense of urgency in the air. Instead of a smooth ride to their destination, thousands found themselves disembarking at Dhoby Ghaut station. Long snaking lines had formed by 9 a.m. as affected commuters switched to the free shuttle buses. Signs were put up and frequent announcements made. Police officers and station staff were also on hand to manage the crowds.
I've seen signs before, but it wasn't that very clear.
They did announce on the train. They keep announcing things will break down someday, but it's how you cope with it.
不错啦，应该是它都有包括各种语言都有通知的。
The free shuttle buses you see behind me have been operating since early this morning to take affected commuters onto the next destination. At any one time, there are at least 5 buses awaiting passengers. But to further cut waiting time, Transport Minister Lui Tak Yew said there is a need to better communicate other options, such as paid public buses. In January, Mr. Lui told Parliament the Land Transport Authority is working with train operators to allow free travel on buses that serve MRT stations where train services are disrupted. Thursday's disruption meant commuters could have travelled for free on at least 2 scheduled services, but few were aware of this.
I see those buses passing by, quite empty, not many people even rushing to board those buses at all. So we need to do a better job to make sure that people know that there are other services which are also free that can get them to their destination just as quickly.
12 p.m. and services were expected to resume, but engineers needed more time to reconnect one of the snapped power cables. The disruption was extended to 2 p.m. and then again till further notice after they found a new problem related to electricity insulation.
When I was going out to the gym, it was already disrupted at about like 6 plus. Yeah, and then at the gym about maybe say 10 plus, they say it was still down. Yeah, so now it's still down.
It's also on the news, on the televisions and on the internet. So I think it's pretty good. All of us are aware of it.
Almost all the commuters I spoke to said they appreciate being notified in advance about train disruptions so that they can at least plan an alternate route. While some like getting updates through social media sites like Facebook, most of them said the best way to notify them is through SMS alerts.
Through all the SMS, I think will help. All Singaporeans has got a handphone.
Attention all passengers, the North East Line train service has resumed. Services resumed at 4:35 p.m., much to the relief of the evening rush hour crowd.
Well, how did the evening rush hour commute go? Our reporter Wayne Chan has been monitoring the situation at Dhoby Ghaut interchange and he joins us now. So, Wayne, has it been a smooth ride for passengers tonight?
Well, Telly, it seems just like any other weekday night here at Dhoby Ghaut MRT station, despite the train disruptions earlier. Now, the only thing that's changed since 4:35 p.m. when train services resumed is that the barricaded queues for shuttle buses are now gone. Gone too are the many red vest-wearing goodwill ambassadors who were helping out passengers earlier. Passengers are now calmly taking the trains by themselves to Harbourfront Station. In fact, when I tried the train out earlier at about 9 p.m. to Harbourfront, there was ample space on board and I even managed to find a seat. And some passengers I spoke to said they didn't even know that there was a train disruption earlier. But those that were affected this morning said they were happy and relieved to find out the train is now running back as per normal. And despite being late this morning for work or school, they say that they're still confident in the system and plan to take the train again tomorrow. Back to you, Otali.
Thanks, Wayne. Well, the North East Line opened on the 20th of June 2003 and is fully automated and entirely underground. There are 16 stations on a 20-kilometre track. Unlike other lines which are powered by a third rail, the driverless trains of the North East Line run on a system of overhead cables called an overhead catenary. A transport expert explains what might have caused today's problems.
Two things happen. One is that whenever train passes, this insulator basically getting hit by every time train passes, then it can cause some kind of damage into the insulator. Another way is that the train are running from the one area electricity was flowing and the other area electricity is not flowing. And then that itself can cause some kind of mechanical damages. And if this one is kind of accumulated over time and maintenance didn't pick it up, then so sometimes the snap and this kind of disruption can happen.
The last major breakdown on the North-East line was in July 2006. It lasted about 7 hours and was caused by a cut in the electricity supply, resulting in a loss of traction power.